Ready? Start. The High Court accepted the contention advanced on behalf of the accused that the evidence on record did not establish any intention on the part of the accused to kill the complainant or his brother, the two injured in this case. The High Court did not doubt nor did the accused persons raised any contention that the injury sustained by the complainant on head was not a grievous injury, being an incised wound on temporal region of the head. It was clearly caused by a sharp cutting weapon and dangerous to life. The doctor held the aforesaid injury number 1 on the head to be grievous on the basis of X-ray which showed fracture of the skull bone. The High Court, in our considered opinion, failed to keep under focus various relevant factors for a proper decision on the quantum of sentence which should have been imposed even for the altered conviction under section 326 or section 326/34 of the IPC. The prosecution case, which has been accepted as true, disclosed that the complainant Kripa Ram was called to Panchayat Bhavan where the accused persons were already present with weapons. Rajaram was having farsa, whereas Hakim was armed with an iron rod and Udaybhan with lathi. As soon as the complainant arrived, he was threatened and assaulted by all the three with their respective weapons. Rajaram caused a farsa injury on the head. Hakim caused an injury with iron bar on the eyebrow near the right eye. Udaybhan gave more than one lathi blows. When complainant's brother Prabhu came for his rescue, then he was also assaulted with lathi blows by Udaybhan. The High Court did not even note down the 6 injuries on the complainant, which included a grievous injury on the temporal part, a reddish blue mark on the upper side of the right eye, another injury having blue mark on the forehead, and another wound on the eyebrow on the right eye. There was hardly any mitigating circumstance to take such a lenient view as has been done by the High Court. The law on the principles governing proper sentencing has been elaborated by this court in large number of cases. It is the duty of the court awarding sentence to ensure justice to both the parties, and therefore undue leniency in awarding sentence needs to be avoided because it does not have the necessary effect of being a deterrent for the accused and does not reassure the society that the offender has been properly dealt with. It is not a very healthy situation to leave the injured and complainant side thoroughly dissatisfied with a very lenient punishment to the accused. In the present case, the order of punishment imposed by the High Court suffers from the vice of being over lenient, even in absence of any mitigating circumstances. In such a situation, the interest of justice requires interference with the punishment imposed by the High Court. The ends of justice would be satisfied by imposing on all the three accused persons a sentence of rigorous imprisonment for 3 years in place of period already undergone for the offence under section 326 as well as section 326/34 of the IPC. Full stop, over.